What is going on, folks? So you just bought a used dirt bike and you rode it one time and then you noticed there was some water leaking out of the water pump weep hole. Let me show you how to fix that for $10. Pretty simple process. And it don't even have to be an old bike. It happens to the new bike sometimes. If the seals get pinched putting it on its installation, water pump starts leaking a little bit on you. It's just a quick fix, and I'll show you how to do it up. Stick around.
Come on, you're watching the Uncle Mike YouTube channel. Stick around.
So on this particular bike, this is the water pump. And this right here is just a brush guard. So we'll have to remove this brush guard to gain access to this water pump. Well, since I'm draining the coolant out of it, while I was on Rocky Mountain, I seen for like $30, I think they were 33, I can get silicone rad hoses. So I went ahead and snatched them up. Since we're draining the coolant already, might as well do a little upgrade. Yeah, everyone knows how that goes. But let me show you. We'll dive into this thing and I'll show you where it leaks from. It's nothing crazy. And I'll show you the scenario. Now I'll explain two scenarios. One which I have and one which I don't have. The one which I don't have would be a more in-depth repair. So this is a full water pump rebuild kit, minus the impeller and the impeller shaft. But this is the bearing, inner, outer seal, and then your cover gasket, or cover O-ring, whatever you want to call it. And some silicone hoses. And now for these hoses, I just took this hose clamp loose. I got the other two loose over there. And there's one more that interconnects the top half up here. Shoots through the middle, under the frame. So I will have to take the shrouds off. And I can't remember, it's been a little while. I think I got to take one of the rads out to get it. But it's been, I don't know, 5-6 years since I've done this. So not a big deal. It's quick and easy. So the two scenarios are, A, you're leaking out of this weep hole right there. B, you're not leaking out of that weep hole, but coolant is getting in your oil. That will be one of the internal seals that I showed you that are in that rebuild kit. So one thing I like to do is I'll get a jug of straight coolant and then I just mix it with distilled water. I happen to have this one here for a humidifier that I'm using. Empty, so I dumped half of this jug into there. I bought another gallon and then I'll just go ahead and make myself 2 gallons of coolant. A lot cheaper than you can buy 2 gallons of coolant pre-mixed. Just like that, I've got 2 gallons of coolant. Ready to use. So I left the shrouds off so far. I haven't put them back on yet. I'm going to, but I wanted to add the coolant first because it'll be a little easier with all that trash out of my way. So take the cap off and we'll go ahead and top it off. And we'll top her off here real quick. Here we go. These things don't hold a lot. Bubbling down a little bit. Check for leaks. That's got a copper washer right here, seal crush washer on the drain for the water pump. Make sure that don't leak. Check all of our connections on the hoses, make sure nothing's leaking. And then we'll fire it up and make sure we get the air out of it and top her off. I'm going to run it really quick just to get the air out, and then I'll put her back together. And just like that, got everything done. Got to come in here a little bit and get some brake cleaner and clean up that residual fluid down there on the ground. Hoses are all on. Got the fairings back on. Everything's good. Coolant's topped off. She's ready to rip, boys.